This is one of those stories that doesn't start with shouting or slam doors. It starts with an email, a single sentence, professionally polite, sent at 8:47 a.m. on a Monday. After careful review, we've decided to move forward without your role. No warning, no meeting, no explanation. Just like that, 15 years of loyalty vanished between a subject line and a signature block. I stared at the screen in my cubicle, the hum of fluorescent lights buzzing like static in my skull. Around me, keyboards clacked, phones rang, someone laughed near the break room. The office kept breathing while something inside me quietly collapsed. My name is Daniel Harper, and until that morning, I believed in doing the right thing. I believed that if you showed up early, stayed late, met deadlines, helped teammates, and never cut corners, things would eventually work out. That belief died before lunch. By noon, HR had escorted me to a small glass-walled conference room. My manager, Kyle Benton, sat across from me with his hands folded, eyes fixed on a notepad as if it held answers he didn't want to give. "This isn't personal," he said for the third time. That was when I knew it absolutely was. Kyle was 12 years younger than me. I trained him when he first joined the company, walked him through client pitches, fixed his reports, covered for his mistakes. I even recommended him for his promotion to department lead 2 years earlier. Now he couldn't meet my eyes. "Budget realignment," he added, rehearsed and hollow. "Nothing to do with performance." HR slid a severance packet across the table. 3 months' pay, a non-disclosure agreement, a clause that said I wouldn't pursue legal action. They wanted me gone quietly. I signed. Not because I agreed, but because I was already planning something else. When I cleared out my desk, coworkers avoided my gaze. Some looked guilty, some looked relieved, a few looked curious, like spectators watching the end of a play they didn't understand. As I carried my box past Kyle's office, he finally looked up. "Daniel," he said, standing, "I hope there are no hard feelings." I smiled. "None at all," I replied. And I meant it, at least for the next few hours. The anger didn't come immediately. It waited until I was home, sitting alone at my kitchen table, staring at a half-eaten sandwich I couldn't taste. That's when it hit me. Not just that I'd been fired, but how. The timing was too clean, the reasoning too vague, the silence too coordinated. This wasn't downsizing. This was erasure. I opened my laptop and logged into my personal email. Over the years, I'd forwarded myself copies of presentations, meeting notes, performance reviews, not out of paranoia, but habit. Documentation mattered in corporate life. As I scrolled, a pattern emerged. Kyle's name appeared everywhere. Projects I'd led were now credited to him in executive summaries. Client praise addressed to me had been forwarded with his signature added. A failed proposal he authored was quietly revised by me before submission, yet only his name appeared in the final deck. I hadn't just been fired, I'd been replaced by my own shadow. That night, I didn't sleep. I didn't rage or punch walls or draft angry emails. I planned. Revenge doesn't always wear a dramatic face. Sometimes it wears patience. Sometimes it wears a calendar reminder and a spreadsheet. The next morning, I woke up early out of habit, made coffee, put on a clean shirt, sat at my desk like I still belonged somewhere. Then I made a list. Step 1, understand the battlefield. I researched the company from the outside, public filings, press releases, LinkedIn updates. Kyle had already posted about exciting leadership changes and strategic growth. I almost admired the nerve. Step 2, identify leverage. That took longer. But leverage always exists where ambition lives. Kyle was ambitious, desperate even. He wanted visibility with upper management, especially the new VP of Operations, Melissa Grant, who had joined 3 months earlier. Melissa was known for one thing: efficiency. She'd been hired to streamline operations, eliminate waste, and uncover hidden risks. She asked hard questions and expected precise answers. And Kyle? Kyle's department was a house built on borrowed credit. I know because I helped build it. There were shortcuts in reporting, Inflated projections, vendor contracts renewed without review, compliance boxes checked because someone said they were, not because they were verified. None of it was illegal yet it was fragile. Step 3. Wait. Revenge rushed is revenge ruined. Weeks passed. I applied for jobs, went on interviews, smiled politely when recruiters asked why I'd left my previous role. Restructuring, I said. True enough. Meanwhile, Kyle posted promotions, photos of team lunches, quotes about leadership. And then, right on schedule, the company announced an internal audit. Melissa Grant was leading it. I didn't cause the audit. I didn't have to. I simply prepared for it. I reached out to an old colleague, Sarah, who still worked there. We always trusted each other. Off the record, I said over coffee, "How's the mood?" She hesitated, tense. Kyle's scrambling. He's asking for documentation no one seems to have. I nodded. "Has Melissa asked about Project Atlas?" I asked casually. Sarah's eyebrows lifted. "How did you—" "I worked on it," I said. Closely. Project Atlas was Kyle's crown jewel, the initiative he'd taken credit for in executive meetings, the one that justified his department's budget increase. It was also built on assumptions I had warned him about, assumptions he'd ignored. "Why?" Sarah asked. "Just curious," I said. But curiosity wasn't what drove me. Clarity was. 2 days later, Sarah texted me. "She's asking questions." That was my opening. I didn't send anonymous tips. I didn't leak documents. I did something far more dangerous. I told the truth, when asked. Melissa Grant found my LinkedIn profile herself, sent a message that was brief and professional. "I understand you were involved in several initiatives under Kyle Benton's leadership. I'd appreciate a conversation." I agreed. We met in a neutral office downtown. She shook my hand firmly, eyes sharp but not unkind. "I won't waste your time," she said. "I want to understand how things actually worked." So I told her. I spoke calmly, factually. I brought dates, emails, versions of documents. I explained processes, not accusations. I didn't say Kyle was incompetent. I let the evidence say it for me. Melissa listened without interrupting, took notes, asked precise questions. At the end, she closed her notebook. "Thank you," she said. "This was helpful." That was it. No promises, no reactions. As I walked out, my phone buzzed with a notification. A job offer. Another company, better title, better pay. I accepted on the spot. But the story wasn't over. 2 weeks into my new role, the news broke quietly. Kyle Benton was no longer with the company. No announcement, no farewell email, just gone. Sarah texted me later that day. "He resigned," she wrote, before they could finish. I stared at the message for a long moment. I didn't feel triumphant. I felt complete. But revenge has a way of echoing. A month later, Kyle emailed me. Subject line, "Can we talk?" I almost deleted it. Almost. We met at the same coffee shop where I'd spoken to Sarah weeks earlier. Kyle looked different, tired, less polished. "I didn't know," he began, "about the audit, about how deep it went." "You should have," I said. He winced. "I never meant for you to lose your job." That was the lie he told himself. You meant to move up. I was just in the way. Silence settled between us. "I could really use a reference," he said, finally. "Just something neutral." I sipped my coffee. In that moment, I realized something important. Revenge isn't about destroying someone. It's about refusing to save them. "I'll confirm your dates of employment," I said. Nothing more. He nodded, defeated. As he stood to leave, I said one last thing. "Next time, don't build your success on someone else's work." He didn't respond. He didn't need to. Now, if you're still with me at this point in the story, take a second, hit like and subscribe. Stories like this take time to tell, and the next one goes even deeper. Life at my new company was different. healthier, transparent. But the experience stayed with me. I started mentoring younger colleagues, not just on skills, but on ethics, on documentation, on knowing your worth. Because offices don't just run on policies, they run on power, and power shifts quietly. Months later, I ran into Melissa Grant at a conference. She recognized me immediately. "You landed well," she said, gesturing to my badge. "I did," I replied. She smiled. "You handled a bad situation with integrity. Not everyone does." I thanked her. Then she said something I didn't expect. "People think revenge is loud," she said. "It rarely is. The most effective kind just removes the mask." That stuck with me, because in the end, I didn't win by shouting. I won by waiting, by being prepared, by understanding that in offices, as in life, the truth doesn't need help, it just needs timing. Years have passed since that email at 8:47 a.m. Kyle's name occasionally pops up on LinkedIn. Short stints, consultant roles, nothing stable. The company that fired me? It merged, downsized, rebranded. I kept moving forward. And sometimes, late at night, I think about that younger version of myself, the one who believed loyalty alone was enough. I don't regret believing that. I just know better now. Because revenge isn't always about payback. Sometimes it's about reclaiming your narrative, about walking away with your integrity intact while someone else has to explain the cracks you left behind. And if this story made you think differently about your own workplace, about loyalty, ambition, or quiet power, don't forget to like and subscribe. The next story might hit even closer to home. This one is over, but the lesson? That stays with you long after the office lights go out.